Okay, Curt. Welcome.
Hang on one second. There we go. We're ready.
Okay. I'm going to mute out just until you ask me a question.
All right. Well, welcome to the call. Welcome to the presentation, everyone. My name is Dr. Curt Ficenec. I'm a chiropractor. I'm up here in Fargo, North Dakota, and I've been with Sizzle now about 5 years, and I'm really excited about the changes that we're having. I know that there's been a little bit of confusion over the course of the last month, but you know, anytime there's a change, even at the corporate level, there's going to be some problems. There's going to be some glitches, and we'll all work through them. You know, just hang in there and be tough, and it'll all work out. It'll all work out. But the compensation plan is something that I think is really, really important. If you're buying your products or selling the products retail, I really think that you're doing it wrong. I always tell people that the thing about network marketing is that if you really understand it, you're the advertiser, you're the Michael Jordan, you're the Tiger Woods, you're the Burt Reynolds, you're the a person that is doing the marketing, right? You're our TV personality, and if you're not taking advantage of that and getting paid, then you're paying too much. I mean, you're paying extra, and so always remember that. So even if you're just taking the products, even if you're just taking the age pill and you're not taking anything else, it's worth your time to learn the compensation plan. And I always try and share that with everybody. So I've tended not to ever really sign anybody up as a customer. I've never really done that, just because I always felt like I was doing them a disservice. So anyhow, I've been trying to spend some time learning this compensation plan. I went out to corporate a week ago, and I spent time with Tom and Milo and Heidi and the rest of the people at corporate, just really learning how to explain this thing in a way that makes sense to all of you. So let me go through it. It's a global compensation plan. It works in any country. There's really 8 profit centers all wrapped up into a really nice compensation package, and that's how we have to really present it to people. So as we look at it, here's the 8 different profit centers. If you're on the screen, you can see this. If you're just on the phone, you can't see it, but I'll go through each one of these different profit centers with you, and then when I get to the end of number 7, I'm going to open it up for questions, and then when I get done with number 8, I'm going to open it up for questions again, because this is your call. This is for you, right? Because I already understand it. I've drawn it out. I've taken a stick. I drew it out in the dirt. I can draw this thing out in with my eyes closed, and that's how well I understand it now, how well it works. So this is an overview screen. Again, for those of you that are just listening and you're not looking at it, you can't see this, but really it's a comp plan overview. And what it does is it kind of sets it up on one page. And once you understand it, this page explains everything except for the wealth builder. Now, a week from today, next Friday here in the States and North America, and next Saturday over in Australia, Dr. Kim Schunkweiler and I will go through it, and he's going to kind of take the part of the comp plan, with the commission and those parts and the 7 levels, 7%, and then I'm going to take the part with the wealth builder, and we're going to go back and forth, and we're going to show you as you build level 1. You do it over here on the wealth builder. Here's what it adds to your comp plan. Then you build level 2 on the wealth builder. Here's what it does with the comp plan. So make sure and join us next week for that, okay? But this comp plan overview here, it's a really good one page that you can have, and you can kind of look at it. You can see there that, when you're a distributor or a master distributor, you just need 50 PV to get paid, so you can get paid all the way down to your 4th level, 7%, easy to explain, right? So let's go to the next slide. All right, so when we're looking at the Fast Start bonus, and what this is that if you're just getting started in network marketing, if you're just getting your feet wet, and you're just getting started with Sizzle and really with any company, but in this case we're talking about Sizzle, your money that you're going to make this month is really, it's going to be from bringing new people on board. You don't have a team unless you're bringing an entire team with you from another company. You don't have a team, so what you're doing is you're starting from scratch. And so what happens is you bring a new person over. They buy $100 worth of product. You make $25. They buy $200 worth of product. You make $50. If they buy $300 worth of product, you make $75. Right? And that's how this works. So you get paid 25% of any product orders that they make within the first 30 days. That's the Fast Start bonus. Now, the people that are upline to you, the people that are helping you build your team, the people that are training you and teaching you, they get paid 3% on every $100 that you bring in. So they're going to make $3 out of every 100, and that goes 8 levels deep. And so this is where you expect them to help you, because they're making money from helping you make money. They don't make any money unless you make money, right? And so that's how I kind of look at it, and that's what I teach, okay? Now, the direct commission, what this is think of it like this, and this is a really good explanation if you want to jot this down. Happy, healthy customers. Happy, healthy customers. You get paid 7%. If I was your customer, a distributor, I should say, because customers would get paid differently, but distributor and even a distributor is a customer, because I'm buying products. In order to qualify, I have to buy products, and you get paid 7%. And so you want me to be happy with the product, so that I order the product month after month after month. And I'll tell you what, if you'd sign me up, every month I purchase anywhere between $400 to $600 worth of product. So the person that signed me up has got to be happy that they introduced me to Sizzle, because I do this every single month. Not because I have to, because I really believe in the products. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see this. I talk about all the products. I don't just talk about the age pill. I don't just talk about Ripped. I don't just talk about Eternity. I don't just talk about the shampoo. I talk about a lot of the product. I really wasn't into the cosmetics. I didn't use the cosmetics. So, when they took that away, it didn't really bother me very much, because I just didn't use that. But I know a lot of you did, but it just wasn't one of the big sellers. So Tom decided that was something that he was going to get rid of. But when you look at this commission plan, if you have a $50 order, you can get paid 3 levels deep. It's 7%. It's a really good structure for somebody who's just getting started. Maybe they don't have a belief in our company. Maybe they've had some problems in life. Maybe they just, are getting back on their feet after a bad accident, and they just don't have the money to really invest a lot of money. Here's a way they can get started for $50. And in a master level, you still only have to pay $50, but what they're done is they've said that if you've gone out and built an organization where you're selling at least $1,000 in volume, now you're going to get paid an additional level, so it goes down to 4%. And then when you go to the next level, which is $2,500 in volume, now you have to have a $100 order, and now you get paid 5 levels deep. Again, $100 order. When you see these products, if you said, Curt, if you had $100, what would you spend your money on? Man, I'd have a hard time telling you what I'd spend money on, because there's so many products that I'd want to buy with that $100. And then you go to the 1-star level, that's $5,000 in volume. Now you're getting paid 7% over 6 levels. And you have to have a $200 order every month to get paid those 6 levels. And then a 2-star level, you have to have $10,000 in volume. Again, a $200 order, you get paid 7% over 7 levels. And I'll tell you what, folks, I did a compensation plan training a number of weeks ago, And I showed people how just simply going out and finding 3 customers, 3 distributors with the average sales, with the average consumption at Sizzle, how you could make $31,000 per month just with this. Just with this, with the one part of our compensation plan. And if you go to Siselers Connect on YouTube, you can find that. And it's a simple plan. It's easy to follow, and I think that we did a good job of presenting that to people. But just take and draw that out. The average consumption is $200 a month. That's the average consumption. People are buying those kinds of dollars worth of product. And then you got the crazy people like me that are spending $600 a month because I use a lot of the different products. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the Infinity Plan. Now, for those of you that like network marketing, maybe you've got some seasoned work in it, you know what you're doing, you know how to build a team. Once you start building to where you have $15,000 in volume, which really isn't that much, I've seen people do that in 24 hours, you get paid 0.5% to infinity on your team. And then it go up to the 4-star level, $30,000 in volume. You get a 1% from your 8th level down through infinity. 5-star, if you're looking at this slide, here's a slide that can get a little bit tricky if you don't know what that means, but you add the 1 plus the 0.66%. So you get paid 1% on your 8th level, but from your 9th level down, you get 1.66%. So 1 2/3% from your 9th level down to infinity. Your 6th level, 6-star, when you have $120,000 in volume, you have 1% on your 8th level, but then on your 9th level, you add 1.32%. So you get 2.32% from your 9th level down to infinity. That's crazy money. That's crazy money. Then you get up to the 7-star, $250,000 in volume. You're getting a 1% on your 8th level. You're getting an additional 2% from your 9th level down. 8-star, it goes up to 1% on your 8th level, 2% on your 9th level plus the 1%, so you're getting 3% from your 9th level down. And then on your 10th level down, you're getting a whopping 4%. And then on 9-star, from your 10th level down, it goes up another %. You're getting 5% from your 10th level down. And when you go up to 10-star, where you have $800,000 in volume, it goes up to 6% from your 10th level down. And I'll tell you what, folks, I mean, that is some big, big money. That can add up. Like I was saying earlier, with the 7% on 7 levels, I can show you easily how you can make $31,000 per month. Think about 6% on an infinity bonus like that. I mean, that's crazy, crazy money. And what's nice about it is that if you're just getting started, you can do this. You can do this. $15,000 in volume per month just isn't that much when you really start adding it up and you start finding people. So I really like to show this and work with people to get them to understand that, get them excited about it, and it's really a great part of the compensation plan. The master check match. Now, basically what this is this is a bonus that you get for helping other people. Network marketing is totally different than traditional business. Traditional business, you know, I'm going to be over here in this cubicle, and I'm not going to teach you everything that I know because I don't want you ever threatening to take my job. I don't want you threatening to take my sales. So I'm not going to teach you all the tricks of the trade that I might know. Well, network marketing is a little bit different. I want you to know better. Katie told me one day about a month ago, she said, Curt, next year I'm going to make more money than you. I said, Katie, you tell me exactly what you need and I'm going to help you get there. Because you know what? That's what I want. That's what we want in this business, is that we want to find people that are better than what we are, and we want to put them in. And that's the hard part, is that a lot of people don't understand it because they're coming from a traditional background, traditional business background, where they're taught, don't share everything you know. Here, I'll share everything that I know. You pick my brain, I'll tell you exactly what I got. I mean, I'll let you know. And so we get paid, if I help somebody that I enrolled make money, for every $100 that they make, I make $10. If they help somebody make $10 for every 100, if somebody makes $100 for them, they make $10, and I make $5, right? Now that gets paid all the way down to the 4th generation. Generations are different than levels. Generation, I enroll somebody, they enroll somebody, so that's my 2nd generation. Now that person enrolls somebody, that's my 3rd generation. I might place that person down to my 3rd level. They're still my 1st generation. Okay, so the difference between generations and levels, and that's what we try and teach people. And this thing is just it's a great way of making some big money. Every month I look at my check. I've enrolled over 300 people into Sizzle, and so I'm always on the lookout to see who's making money this month, because if they're making money, guess who's making money? Me. And being a doctor, you know, my goal is always to help people with their health, but boy, I have bills just like you do, and so we gotta look at that part of it as well. The next part of the compensation plan is the rank advancement bonus. For those of you that are on the phone, you can't see this page, but I'm going to tell you that as you hit your ranks, you can see the different bonuses that there are there. So you're going to get paid a $50 bonus at the master level. It's not a big bonus, but a lot of times what it is that you know, hey, I made it. And I got myself a reward for getting there. You know, when my boys were little, we always had little rewards. Here's a little Hot Wheel car. Here's a little toy for getting that done. Here's a star. You know, when you're in grade school, they put the little gold stars on your homework when you did good. Well, that's what this is. And so as you build your rank levels, which are called stars, by the way, you can build, and you can see that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You get up to the 10-star, and you get a bonus of $40,000. That's a huge bonus. And the thing about it is that they've said that they want us to maintain the rank for 3 calendar months. So 3 out of 4 calendar months, you got a 4-month period of time. 3 out of those 4 months, you got to maintain that rank. They don't want you just hitting it once and then backing off and going back down to the lowest level again and minimizing and getting the bonus. They want you doing it and maintaining it. So I can see that. And so I really like this bonus. I really like the rank advancement bonus as we build. It's one of those things that you get paid to do. The luxury lifestyle auto bonus, in the past, they said, well, you got to get a car, you got to send us a picture of the car, you got to prove that you have a car, all these different things. And you know, and some people just, maybe they don't drive, maybe they don't have a car, maybe they want to use it for something else, maybe they're okay with the car that they have. So we just changed it. It's called a luxury bonus now. So when you hit your different ranks and you maintain it for 90 days, then what will happen is then there you move up the ranks. So for me right now, I've had a brand new car since 2012. I've never made a payment myself. I've always had Sizzle make that payment for me, and so you can do the same thing. All the way up to 10-star, you get $1,500. I mean, think about the kind of car that you can get for that. It's huge, and so this is something that you can build on and keep working on. Next thing we want to talk about is the 7th level, and they call this retail commission. I think that slide needs to be changed because really what this is preferred customer, okay? And so the title on the slide is wrong, and it should say preferred customer bonuses. And so if I go get somebody and they're just going to buy the products, they're going to be what I call a happy, healthy customer, I get paid 25% for life. Now, similar to the Fast Start bonus, this also pays a 3% bonus to the upline. So there's 3% that goes up 7 levels, and this slide doesn't say that. So again, this slide needs to be changed to represent that. The nice thing about it is that I can enroll a customer, a preferred customer, and then I have the opportunity of placing that preferred customer somewhere down in my downline. So I can help people. Now, the thing about it is that so if I take this person, I put my preferred customer on my 3rd level, I still get paid the 25%. Every time that they make a purchase, that person on my third level is going to benefit. They're going to get 3%. The person on my second level is going to get 3%. The person on my first level is going to get 3%. The person directly above me is going to get 3%. You see, because it skips me, it pays me my 25% bonus. And then the person above them is going to get 3%. The person above them is going to get 3%. So it pays a full 7 levels, right? Now, it only counts for volume for the person that enrolled the preferred customer. It doesn't count toward volume for the person that, like if I place that under somebody on my third level, they're going to get paid, but they don't get the money doesn't count toward their volume for the month. And I just want to point that out so that nobody thinks that they're going and building a big organization underneath somebody else with preferred customers. It doesn't work that way. So I had a good conversation with Heidi about that when I was at corporate a week ago, and I made sure that I understood that fully. So with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to open this up for communication before we get into the next part of the comp plan, because I think the next part really needs to be separated on its own. There's going to be some confusion, some questions on the next part. So if you have a question, let's take turns here and be real polite about it. *6 to get back onto the call, and then throw me your question, and I'll see if I can answer it. *6.
Okay, Curt, I had a question from Gemma and Chris, so I'm just going to repeat it just for everyone else. So the question which you actually did answer about the volume. So if you are an enrolling sponsor for a preferred customer and you place them underneath someone else in your team, like another distributor, previously that volume would count towards that distributor. But now what you're saying is they'll get commission, the small percentage commission, which was it 6%? But they won't get the actual volume. You'll get the volume.
Yes, the volume only counts for you, and I believe, and this is a question I just remembered that I was going to ask Milo today, but I forgot. I believe it also counts for your upline, you know, but it doesn't count for the person like if you place them.
Right. Okay. I'm going to actually unmute everyone just for a minute. Okay. Everyone's unmuted, so if you've got any questions.
How are you? Yes. Any questions, please?
Hello, this is Gemma.
Hi, Gemma.
Hi.
I was just wondering if you could explain about the 50% rule.
Yeah, so basically here's how the 50% rule works. When you're looking at your volume and you're looking at rank qualification, what they do is they take all of your volume, so $1,000 in volume for the month, and what they do is they divide that in half, so your volume's 50%, and then or 5,000, so 10,000 divided by 2 is 5,000, and so that's all you can count from any one particular leg. So if you've got a leg, if you've got $10,000 in volume, and one of your legs has $7,000 in volume, you can't count 7,000 toward your rank advancement. You can only count 5,000 of it. Okay? If that 7,000 falls within that 7 levels, you still get paid on it, but you just can't use it for rank qualifications. And so you have to have 50% coming from your other legs. It can't come from any one leg. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Curt.
You bet.
Okay. So, Curt, just to clarify, that's only for the rank advancement payout center, so the commissions still get paid on that leg completely for the other payout centers.
Right. It's just for the rank advancement, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? And that's really to prevent it. You know, you don't want to have one runaway leg. All of a sudden, you got one big leg, and then everybody in the leg get to move forward. You know, that's just. I mean, I'm gonna say it the way I look at it. It's not right. You know, you have to work, right?
Yeah.
One of my friends used to work at a potato chip factory, and he used to give tours, and people would come in, and they'd say, John, how many people work here? And John would laugh. He'd say about half.
Okay, Paul, how are you?
I'm doing good, Paul. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Now, you said with the preferred customers that the volume goes up to the sponsor. It doesn't count for anybody where you place them underneath. If you place a distributor downline, does that volume count for that leg to go back up, or does it go straight to the distributor?
If you place a distributor, it works differently. Everybody counts.
Okay, so everybody gets paid up the line, like the 7%.
Yep. And the volume counts. Like last month, I moved $1,000 in volume under somebody, and with distributor volume, and then it counted toward their rank.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I just that's a really great point. Thanks for asking that question, Paul. Because I just want to mention for everyone that's on the call who is from Australia, as you know, New Zealand will be opening soon, but you may not know that we are moving back to one price list that is going to be completely NFR, so not for retail sale. And this means that there will be a pricing difference between a preferred customer and a distributor. So at the moment, if you purchase product as a preferred customer, you're paying the same price as the distributor. So you really want to encourage anyone joining from now on forward, or any existing preferred customers, to join as a distributor, purely for the benefit that they're going to get the best pricing option in that regard, and that they also have the option then to share it with other people. So that is the best way from their perspective as well, to give them the most advantage, because they'll just get a better price. And now that the system has brought in the option to enter a license number, so you don't have to get them to go and hunt down their tax details and locate their tax file number, which can be pretty tricky. So now they just need to enter the license number in, and away they go. So that's definitely the best option. So I really encourage people to invite anyone who is joining to enroll as a distributor.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah, and here in the United States, the difference is that when you buy retail, you're paying full price for the product. And again, I always tell people, I say, man, don't buy anything retail if you don't have to, unless you just like wasting money. Preferred customers get a 10% discount in the States, and then distributors get a 20% discount off a retail price. So that's how it works here in the States. So I know it'll be a little different down in Australia. It'll be different over in Europe as well, but that's how we have it set up here. Any other questions? All right, if there's no more questions, Katie, you want to hit mute everybody out again? So the last part of the compensation plan, and I really like this one. I know there's some people who just they're confused by it, and it's all right. So a lot of people get confused with this wealth building system, and then what happens is that they quit looking at it because they're confused, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to understand this in a way that you can sit there and you can draw this thing out with a stick in the dirt. That's what I want you to do. When you're sitting on the beach and you're having a good time, getting tan and doing some surfing, things like that, and you're sitting there, just take a stick and draw this out in the sand and do it over and over and over again until you finally understand it, and you'll see how it really works. And you really have to do it. So I encourage you to go back and watch this part of it. But the wealth building system is it's an amazing part of the plan. Now, here in the United States, we have a Wealth Builder Pack. This is what it consists of. It's the Super Detox, it's the Sizzle Ripped, it's the TSX, Age Pill, Fire and Ice, and 4 Restore. Great products that you want to try, great products that you want to use, and it's a really good value. You're getting over $400 wholesale value for $315. So you're not overpaying for it by any means. I know in Australia you guys will have a choice of a couple of different packs is what I'm hearing, which will be really nice for all of you. If you're from Europe or Japan, you'll have a different pack than we do as well. But it'll all be about the same thing. It's $300 in PV. Again, next Friday here in the States, Saturday down in Australia, we'll talk about that. How does that 300 PV fit back into the overall compensation plan? How does it fit back into the commission plan, the 7% over 7 levels? And we'll talk about that next week. But, you know, because it does count toward that part of the compensation plan. Now, when you're a wealth builder, you have to have at least 50 PV auto ship to qualify. And so what I try and tell people is that you buy this once, you can never buy it again. You don't have to buy it on a monthly basis. I think some people were confused in the beginning. I was. I thought, oh, really? I got to buy this pack every single month? What if I want something else? And then I found, oh, no, Curt, you're wrong. You don't understand it. You know, and I don't mind telling people, you know, I do make a mistake at least once a year, and that was my mistake for 2017. I thought that I had to buy this pack every single month. No, you can't. You can only buy it once in the lifetime of your Sizzle business, and then from then on, you have a lifetime membership in the Wealth Builder system that you get paid on. So I encourage when you bring a new distributor on that you want to show them this. If they're going to go out and build a business at all, they should look at this. Now, if you got somebody like your grandma and she's just going to go on, she wants to tell her other grandma friends about this, you know, I wouldn't sell her the wealth pack, because then she's going to tell everybody, hey, it's $315 to get into Sizzle. I've already had people, you know, come to me and say, oh, it's $315 to get into Sizzle. No, it's not. You can get started for as little as $50. We're waiving the membership fee here in the States. It's for $50 you can get started. You can start making money. But if you want to start making some big money, the wealth building pack is really the way to go, and that's how I pointed out to people. And that's where you want to go. The people that want to build some money, it's the wealth building system. Okay, so when I start out on this is that you really have to start out that when you're looking at this thing, you know, there's going to be your sponsor, and then there's going to be you, okay? So as you build this thing, the reason that the sponsor and you are both showing up on this, and later on you'll understand that when you start building other wealth builders, then you are actually the sponsor, and the you is not you, it's the person that you brought in, okay? Am I clear as mud on that? When you start bringing people in, you actually move up to the sponsorship position, and the you is actually them, okay? So when you're taking a look at the Wealth Builder system, look at it like this. There's two sides to it, okay? There's the freedom side, and there's the wealth side. The freedom side is off to your left. The wealth side is off to your right. And so we want to talk about this, okay? You get paid daily with the wealth building system. That money will be in your e-wallet tomorrow if you sign somebody up today, okay? So when you bring in your first wealth builder, you get paid $50. You bring in your second wealth builder. They're buying that wealth building pack. You get paid an additional $50. You bring in your third wealth builder. You've completed building the freedom side of your wealth building pack. So you're getting $150 for bringing in 3 people, okay? That's you know, not bad change, but what you do is that if you can do that in under 2 weeks, and I encourage everybody to do this, your first 2 weeks as being a wealth builder, what happens is that they actually double that, and you get paid $100. So you get paid $100 per person, so now you're getting paid $300. So if you came in and you bought the Wealth Builder pack for $315, if you can bring in 3 business builders who buy into the wealth building system, you've just made pretty much all your money back. And now with everything else that's going to happen here as I draw this out for you, check this out. It'll never cost you another dime in the life of your Sizzle business to ever buy Sizzle products. And that's the beauty of it. It's something that you can get paid on over and over and over again. So here's what happens on the freedom side, okay? On the freedom side is that when you bring in those first 3, what happens is that your sponsor gets paid the $80. They get paid an $80 bonus for helping you bring them on board. And again, that's the goal of this thing, is that we're encouraging people to work together. If I'm your sponsor, I should be helping you understand what's going on. That's why every week I'm doing conference calls like this. I'm taking phone calls every hour of the day, working with people to teach them how to use the system. Okay, so you have a potential of making $300 off those first 3. Your sponsor has a potential of making $240 off those first 3. Okay, so that's some pretty good money that they can get paid. What happens is that if you bring in you bring in your number 4, not if, it's when you bring in your number 4, now you get paid that $80. And the reason that they're saying this is they're saying within the Wealth Builder system, you've learned how to do it, you got trained on your first 3, now you get the $80. You get that bonus, and so you're getting the $50 enrolling bonus, plus you're getting the $80, let's call it a training bonus, whatever you want to call it. So you're getting a total of $130 out of the $315 pack, okay? Now what happens is that you help that number 4 person, the first person on your wealth side, bring in their team. Let's call this the core team. The core team is the 3 people on their freedom side, the 3 people on their wealth side, okay? If you're on the slide, take a look at that. The 3 people on the green are the freedom team, and the 3 people in the black are their wealth team, okay? And this is on your wealth side, so it's on the right-hand side. What happens is that now, as you're building that, when you're putting people in under anybody on your wealth side, this is anybody on your wealth side, not just number 4, but this goes on to number 5, number 6, number 7, number 289, number 356, number 512. It doesn't matter. The more people you bring in on the wealth side, when they start bringing their first 3 people in, you get paid that $80. Again, that's a training bonus. You're helping your guy learn how to do this. You get paid the $80. When they bring in the number 4, 5, 6 onto infinity and width, they get the $80, and that moves with them. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, if you help those people in the green on the freedom side of your wealth side, if you help them go and build their team, you keep getting paid that bonus, that $80 bonus from there on the freedom side of anybody on your wealth side. So let me kind of back off on this slide. I want to draw on here just a little bit. I want to show you what I mean by that. Okay, so bear with me here. I'm going to make a mess of my slide. I like doing this, and you'll see why. Okay, so on this right here, these are the freedom side of your wealth side. Okay, you see I circled that. This is the freedom side of your wealth side. So for these people right here, when they go out and build their team, right, and they have their 6 people, right, like that, these first 3 here, you see where I'm drawing that? That's going to pay you, again, it's going to pay you the 80, I'm drawing on here for those of you that are on the phone as I'm doing this. Okay, not an easy task when you're drawing with a little cursor arrow, but that money here rolls back to you. If this person goes out and builds a team, when they build their team, and they have their freedom side over here and they have their wealth side over here, okay, these first 3 here, right, 1, 2, 3 here, that money is going to roll back to you again, okay? So that's, again, it's $80, and $80 that comes off of that, because there's, under this team, there's 3. Again, this is all continuing on this freedom side, okay, over here, the freedom side. What happens is that when that happens again, 1, 2, 3, that money's going to roll back to you, okay? So you have to understand it. Over here, okay, that money's going to go back to them, right? So they get paid the $80 because they're building their wealth side. They're building their wealth team. So this is their wealth team right here. Okay? Does that make sense? Is that as clear as mud? I hope so. So now let's go back to the slideshow here, and I'm going to keep working on that. I know you'll have some questions, but let's continue now that I've drawn on that. So what happens now is that when you bring in number 5, it kicks in another bonus. It's called a check match bonus. And what a check match bonus does is that it goes back over to your freedom side. It goes back over to your freedom side. Okay? So let's draw this out. What it does here is that you help people bring their core team in. And so, hang on one second. My dog is trying to bother me here. Go sit down, Chewy. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a different color pen here to make it easy. Okay. So this is your freedom side over here on your left. You see where I'm circling that? That's your freedom side. Here's your core freedom team right here. This guy right here, this guy right here, or girl, whatever. I just non-gender specific. So 1, 2, 3 right here. Okay. And so when you start building this team and they start collecting money on their team, right? So what's going to happen is that when this guy here starts making money, what's going to happen is that if he makes $80 here, I don't know why this isn't working. Hang on. So when this guy here, when he makes when he makes his $50 for bringing that person in, right? What's going to happen is that this money is going to roll up to this guy here. He's going to make the 80. But when this guy starts making his money over here, right? He's making 50. He's making 80 here. But when this guy here starts coming in, this guy's built his core team. These guys right here, okay? So it's the wealth side of your freedom side. In the black, the wealth side of your freedom side. When he starts making money over here from this, right? What happens is that rolls back up to here. When he starts making that $80, this guy right here, you get 50% of that. Okay, so you're going to get $40. Okay, and I'm going to show you how that changes. But that also goes on to infinity. So as these guys here build, and that money rolls back to this guy right here, you're going to get paid again 50%. And when he gets his number 5 guy in, when this guy brings in his number 5 guy here, and he starts collecting on that check match, now all of a sudden you get 50% of his check match. So he gets 50% of this guy here. You get 50% of this guy here. Okay? I know that's perfectly clear, right? Everybody's got that. Oops. Hang on. Okay? So that's how that all works. And so when the wealth side on your freedom side starts building their core team, you get 50% of the wealth side's freedom team earnings. Okay? And that took me the longest time to figure out what that meant. But again, once I got it figured out, and I drew it out just now for you, go back and watch that, and you'll see that. That money rolls back to you, and that goes on, like it shows there with that gray arrow, that goes on to infinity. When you've enrolled your number 6 person over on the wealth side, number 6 is on your wealth side, it kicks in what we call the turbo bonus. So all of a sudden now, every one of those $80 bonuses that you were getting in the past, they turn into a $100 bonus. So the faster you can get to number 6, the better off that you are, because what happens is when you see that $80 everywhere across the board, that turns into $100. So every time that you would be making an $80 bonus in the past, if you've got your number 6 person in, that $80 turns into $100. And you want to help your people get to that level as fast as they can too, because then over on the freedom side with that in check match infinity bonus, over on the freedom side, when they're making $100, instead of you making 40, half of 80 is 40, now you're making half of 100, so you're making 50 on your check match. That turbo bonus goes on to infinity in width, it goes on to infinity in depth. And this just goes on and on and on and on and on. And so I hope that I've made all of this perfectly clear for you. This is the last slide. Katie, I'm going to have you open up everybody for questions, and let's bombard Dr. Curt with questions. I'm ready.
Okay, great.
Hi,
Go on, thank you.
Hi, it's Gemma again. I was just wondering, with the wealth building pack, with the wealth building plan, I read, or you've told me that we're all grandfathered in if we joined before October 1st.
Yeah, so here's the beauty of it, that we're all grandfathered in. So basically, I'm going to draw on this slide right here. You're going to see that I'm going to draw a line down the middle right here, okay? So everything that you see on the right-hand side of that pink line that I just drew, if you were enrolled before October 1st, everything on the right-hand side of that pink line, you're already qualified for every single one of those bonuses. Now, the thing that you do have to do is you still have to go out and you still have to build your number 1 spot, your number 2 spot, your number 3 spot. So you can't collect on this check match because you don't have this guy, or this guy. So your first 3 wealth builders that you personally enroll will fill those 3 spots. You can't say, oh, no, I want to put George over here on the right. No, the first 3 that you put in, that's where they go, and then you get paid that infinity bonus. But really, like I showed you, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be picky. And I used to think that, oh, you got to be really careful and pick the best 3 for the first 3. Absolutely not. Your number 10th guy could be your very best, and you can make that money. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Is there any compression in this plan? Say if there's someone above you who is also grandfathered in and they haven't found their first person yet, do they still get the sponsor amount?
Yeah, so that's a great question that you had. Is that so? Let's say that this is you, and this is the person that you brought in. If they aren't qualified, right? If let's say that you just brought them in today and they just became a wealth builder since October 1st, what happens is they might not have this guy in yet, they might not have this guy in yet, they might not have this guy in yet. So what happens is all this money that would have gone to them, if all of a sudden they start, let's say that they build this person here, and that money would roll to them, it would actually roll past them up to you.
Okay, and what about, well, the situation would be I would find someone for my first spot. My mum, who sponsored me before October 1st, she hasn't found her first person. Does she still get the sponsor amount?
Say that again. You lost me 1 spot in there. Say that again.
Okay. I've joined, and my mum has joined before the 1st of October. She sponsored me. So if I find my first...
You, so this is
yes.
your mom, this is you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if I find my first person before she finds her first person, does she still get the sponsored amount, or does it roll up to someone who has already found their first person?
Well, since you're both grandfathered in, because you both joined before October 1st, what happens is when you bring this person in, right, you're going to get that $50. You're actually going to get $100, right? Because you've already, remember, we're already grandfathered in as if we signed up our number 6 spot over here, right? So you're going to get your $100 here. No, excuse me, you will not, because you have to bring those 3 in within the 2-week period of time, right? So you're going to get your 50, and your mom's going to get your mom's going to get per $100, right?
Okay.
You're going to get 50. Your mom's going to get 100 because, again, you both are qualified. All three of us are qualified as if we have this guy right here already in.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that.
Okay. Let me erase all this before the next question.
So, Curt,
All right.
I understand, so from what you said, so for anyone who's already in Sizzle and they're grandfathered in, then as soon as the Wealth Builder pack kicks in, and I know it's already there for the US and Australia, it's coming when New Zealand opens, it's in everyone's best interest, anyone who's interested in getting product for free for themselves and their family, or earning extra income or really building a business, it's in their interest to find those 6 people as quickly as possible so that you benefit from commissions from all of your team. Is that right?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah. So what I try and tell people is this: is that when you bring in somebody new, I mean, you're really doing them a disservice if you don't tell them about this. And I know there's some people, like I said earlier, there's some people who aren't telling people about the Wealth Builder. For whatever reason, they don't understand it, so they just decide not to tell people about it. I mean, you can see here why you want to get to this number 4 spot as quick as possible, right? I mean, because if you don't have this number 4 spot, all of that money that you would earn by having this, guess where it goes? It rolls past you, and it goes to your sponsor if your sponsor's qualified, okay? And so you want to get to this spot. The number 5, this spot, probably not as important as the number 4 spot, but the number 5 spot is equally as important because that's what kicks in all of this bonus over on this side. And then the number 6 spot is important because now all of a sudden the $80 turns into $100. Okay? So what I try and tell people is help them get their 6 people in as quick as you possibly can. Even though you know that money will roll back to you if they aren't qualified, don't do that to them. Help them find their 6 as quick as possible, right? That's what I would want. That's what I would want you to do for me, and I think that's what you'd want. That's what you'd want me to do for you. So, that's how that works.
Curt?
Any other questions?
Curt, Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Okay, so but for Australia, we can't actually use this wealth building bonus until it kicks in when we move over to New Zealand. So we can tell people about it. We can prepare them for it, but we can't actually put this in action yet, can we?
That's correct.
No.
For Australia.
Not until you open up in New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
But if you learn this part of the comp plan before New Zealand opens, then then when it opens up, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready. You're going to be ready. You're going to be ready for it. Okay.
Right.
Can you hear me, Chuck?
Loud and clear.
Oh, good, mate. Hey, I have a question. This wealth building pack is only the pack. You've got to sell the pack. It doesn't count for any other volume, any extra bits that they might buy. Well,
it counts toward volume, right? And that's what we're going to go over next week. So when let's say that we're looking at this right here, okay? So this is $300 in volume. This is 300 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 in volume there, right? So you have a total. You have $1,200 in volume on your third level, right? And this one's on your second level. This guy here has to have at least $50 in volume in order to get qualified for this. This person has to have at least $50 in volume to qualify this. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. What you're looking at there is you're looking at an additional $1,300 in volume. Now, that qualifies for your rank, okay? But it doesn't. But you only get paid on this right here. Unless you're in this wealth builder system here, right? So the wealth builder system pays outside of the regular commission structure, okay? And that's what we're going to go over next week because you can really use this, I think, for building your rank, right? Like your bonuses, building your rank advancement bonuses, things like that. Just imagine, look at this team here. I mean, this is just going out and putting 6 people under one person, right? All you've done is you've put 6 people under one person, and there's $1,300 in volume, right? Let me show you what happens here. Good, that they erased for me. So let's take and let's just say that this guy goes out and he builds 6 people, and this guy puts 6 people, and this guy puts 6 people. This one has 6. This one has 6. This one has 6 down below that. So 6 times 300, that's 1,800 here. That's 1,800 here. That's 1,800 there. That's 1,800 there. 1,800 there. 1,800 there. So now all of a sudden you have 6 times 1,800, right? I mean that's almost $24,000 in volume that you're talking about. I mean, I'm just rounding it up to $2,000, but that's almost $24,000 in volume that you have that goes over into your commission structure, right? And then if you're doing this right, now you're going to take these 6 people here, these 6 people, these 6, and you're going to teach them how to do that again. So all of a sudden now you have 24,000, 24,000, 24,000, 24,000, 24,000, 24,000 there. You've got $150,000 in volume, right? And you're only paying $50, and you got all that volume. And guess what? Next month, all of these people, in order to qualify, they have to go back and they have to buy an auto ship in order to be qualified. It forces them to stay in the plan, because if they quit, guess what happens? All that money rolls back up right past them because of the compression.
Yeah,
I love it. I love having this into the plan.
Yeah. What I was actually getting at, it's only for the actual kit, like the pack. You have to buy the pack. You can't buy $350 worth of something else.
That's right.
Yeah, that's how it is in the United States. Now, I don't know what you guys are going to do down there in Australia, since there'll be NFR down there. They might just say, hey, you guys can buy whatever $300 you want. I don't know that. I don't think anybody really knows quite yet. They haven't decided.
Yeah. So this is the wealth building pack. Can you put people downline in the wealth building pack yourself? Like sponsor people underneath people with the wealth building pack, or do they have to be the sponsor to get it?
Well, because
if you filled your full lineup, if you filled your full front lineup with your 10 wealth builders that you've put across, can you start putting more people underneath the people you've already done to help them?
Well, but see, this is gonna be built more on not so much on levels. But what it's going to build on is, remember I was talking about earlier that we talked about levels and we talked about generation, right? So if this guy here enrolls and say he enrolls this guy over here, it's still gonna move up like this. It's not gonna. I mean, the volume might go into this guy, but none of the pay is going to go to this guy.
Yeah. But just what I was sort of getting at is, if you sponsored somebody to join to buy the wealth packs and you wanted to put them down the line further, does it still help the people that you put them underneath? Do they still get that commission?
So if I enrolled this guy right here, if you're watching the screen right now, and I circle this guy way down on my third, fourth level down there, right here.
Yeah.
So he's going to count for volume for this guy, right? I mean, and he's going to count for volume for this guy here on the regular compensation plan, but they're not going to get paid within the wealth builder because it skips over them.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was sort of getting at. So it's not worth putting people underneath anybody in the group as far as the wealth building side goes. It just pushes volume. Not
so much for the wealth building money. But what it'll do is it'll help them hit ranks. So if you've got somebody that needs to hit rank, you can move that under them, and it's going to help them with their volumes. They're just not going to get paid anything on that.
Okay, thank you.
Curt, can you hear me, Curt?
Loud and clear.
I'm unclear with this auto ship. There's been a bit of a kerfuffle with the auto ship here in Australia. Well, mine's not active at the moment, and I've seen a couple of messages come through about auto ship, but I've spoken to Sandy about it, and I mean, it's easy enough to put it on, but can you explain a bit more? Is this still going to be? Does it apply for Australia, or do we have to wait till New Zealand opens? Because that's basically what I've been waiting for.
Yeah,
okay.
Wait.
I'm going to hand that over to Katie and let her answer that question.
Hi, Jeff. How are you going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, so the wealth building side that Curt's been explaining does not apply to us yet until New Zealand opens. So when Curt started mentioning, okay, so if you come in as a wealth builder, even if you're grandfathered in, you need to be on auto ship and all of that. That doesn't apply to us at the moment for the wealth building side because it's not active because we don't have our pack. And we did hear Milo say last week that Aaron Renner was working on a pack for Australia, so we will have a pack. But to answer your question in terms of auto ship, you still want to be on auto ship to ensure that you're getting your commission from all the other payout centres. Now, because of the kerfuffle, as you said, with the switchover in websites and whatnot, if you already had an auto ship that was from the previous month, it would have run this month. If you placed an order for this month or if you ordered product at the tour, it counted for your monthly qualification, so that's fine. So what you want to do is just be able to log back into the system and check that you've got auto ship turned on. Now, bearing in mind that when New Zealand opens, the order form is going to change slightly. We're going to have more product options or different product options because we're going to have some of the stock from previously that may not be available that's going to be run out. But so basically you just want to check that you've placed an order for this month, and then next month you know that you've got your auto ship in place. But you know, Sandy or myself will follow up with you and just make sure that you're okay there. You've got 30 days is the qualification period. So if you order on the 15th of the month and you're not on auto ship, if you order before the 15th of the following month, then you still qualify for that month. So you're okay.
All right. Well, I've already placed an order in for this month, but we need more stuff, so I'll probably do the auto ship shortly. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jeff. Auto ship equals auto pay. That's what I just wrote on the screen. I really believe that once you start understanding the comp plan, you don't want to miss out on anything. So you want to make sure that you always have something in place there, even if it's just a small order. So,
yeah.
Any more questions? Next question, please. I thought I heard somebody asking a question. You might have muted yourself out.
Oh, I was about to make a comment, Curt. I was just going to say that when we've got the packs all sorted, you know, it'd be great to have, we'll have a session on the wealth building pack and go through the products and the benefits. Because obviously, when someone comes in as a wealth builder, the packs are awesome. The products that they've selected were particularly for the US, and I'm sure we're going to get one that's just as exciting, has many benefits. And I think it was you that did a post and said that somebody was really grateful that they bought the wealth building pack because they got to try some products that they never would have tried before, and they got some awesome results with it. And so then that opens their mind to, okay, well, here's a great range of products. So it's just a win-win.
Yeah. One of our distributors up in Canada, that's what she said, because she was going to come in and she was going to buy the 6-pack of the age pill, and then she saw the wealth builder system, and she's like, oh man, I want to do that because I mean she understood the whole thing about these types of comp plans. She's worked with these types of comp plans before, and so she really wanted to do it, but she didn't know about the products that were within the wealth building packs because, you know, everybody's talking about the age pill, everybody's talking about the RIP, nobody's talking about the other products. And so she really didn't have a good understanding of them. But when she jumped on board and bought that, she just told me this week she's so happy that she did, because she got to try all these products that she never would have tried, and she's just so happy. Now they're going to be on her product list every single month because she just really enjoyed them that much.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
You bet. Any other questions on this? And I know it's going to take you a while. We'll just keep hashing this over until everybody's got it. When you guys open up with this down there in Australia, you'll love it. For those of us here in North America, if you don't understand it, let's just keep talking about it until you do. Any other questions? All right. If there's no other questions, we've been on the phone for an hour now, a little over an hour, and I really appreciate everybody taking time out of their Friday night here in North America, Saturday morning, Saturday noon down in Australia. Thanks for taking time out of your day. It's important to me because it tells me that you're really interested in learning this stuff, and I don't mind taking my time to teach it. If you want to call me up and ask me any questions, maybe you have questions about anything in particular, here's my phone number. It's 701-680-9548. 701-680-9548. Call me up and we can talk. If you want to text me, if you've got a simple question I can answer with a text, feel free to text me. I love texting. And if you want to email me, my email address is drcurtficenec@gmail.com. I'll spell that because otherwise you wouldn't get it. It's drcurtficenec@gmail.com. drcurtficenec@gmail.com. And I'll try and answer. If I don't have the right answer, I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't make up things. If I don't have the answer, I'm going to say I don't know, but I will find out, and I'll go and find out from whoever I have to find out from. So and there's no dumb questions. There's no question that won't be answered. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Curt, for taking the time and sharing with us today.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.